In this video, I'm going to be talking about how your profs should look like if you're someone who is aiming to crack NEET PG in the internship attempt. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Gursheen Kaur and I welcome you all back to my channel. Firstly, wishing you all a very happy Diwali and Bandi Chhod Divas. I hope you had a great festive week. That is the reason this video got delayed so much. But now that we're back, let's address the most commonly asked question, which is what is the ideal time to start preparing for NEET PG? Now guys, before I actually dive into the ideal time for preparation, I want to talk about the profs a little bit. I have been getting so many questions from the first and second prof students as to how to start preparing for NEET PG or what sources to use. Guys, if you're in the first and second prof, firstly, please relax. You don't need to over pressurize yourself right from the start. If you're someone who has just entered the first prof or even if you're in second prof, all I ask of you is please read the standard textbooks and focus on your university profs. That's it. That's all you need to do. Don't right away jump into taking these platforms or starting your preparation from the beginning, because you'll get burnt out and there's no use for it. I have seen people dive into this competitive zone from the beginning and then they end up like jeopardizing their mental health. I don't want you to do that. So I think here's the checklist for the first year and the second year, and all I want you to do is just focus on your prof exams and focus more on building concepts and having a better understanding of the subjects. So now coming to the third prof. Now when people ask me what is the ideal time for preparation, I genuinely say them that third year is actually the right time to start preparing for NEET PG, because you've already kind of have a base from the first and second year, and if you have to give your internship attempt, you have enough time and you can manage things. So third year is the year from where you start your preparation. I know that the curriculum of MBBS has changed and there are certain subjects that now have been shifted to the final year, but what I want you to do is, in the later part of the year, that is the last 6 months, I want you to do IENT and PSM, and in the first half of the year, I would want you to focus on the first and second year subject. And if you're someone like me who wants to start from base, I would really suggest you to first finish off Physio, Patho and Pharma, because these are the subjects that kind of form the base for all the subjects. And plus, once you finish off Physio, Patho and Pharma, your 60 to 70% of the medicine will already be done, which you actually have to start in the final year. So now where do you have to do these subjects from? I would suggest you to buy an online platform. There are so many platforms right now. Whichever suits you, whichever you resonate with, choose that for yourself, trust it and start watching the main videos from it. You have to watch the main videos, you have to make your own notes if you can. I would really suggest you to make your own notes, because there's nothing like it. But if you're someone who is not into making notes that much, you can order printed notes for yourself, but watch the main videos and read the notes. That's all that you need to do for these 6 subjects that I've just mentioned in the third year, which is pretty easy, guys. If you have set a goal for yourself that you have to crack this exam while in internship, you have to push your limit. So that's how your third year should look like. And if you still can manage to squeeze in a little more time, you can do either biochemistry or microbiology, one of the subjects, whichever you feel like is your weak subject from the first and second prof. You can finish that along with these. So roughly, here's the checklist for the third year and the things that ideally you should be doing in third year. Coming to the final prof. Now once you enter the final prof, guys, things really get a little tough, because there are so many subjects in the final prof, plus we have the clinical postings, and it's really difficult to manage all in all together. So in the final prof, your focus should be just clearing final prof. That's it. Please don't be hard on yourself, because I don't want you to get burned out. So we have 4 main subjects in the final prof, which is your medicine, surgery, OBG and pediatrics, and plus ortho also kind of comes into play. So I want you to focus on just these subjects. For the short subjects like anesthesia, derma, radio, you can just focus on the 10 years of your university just to pass the exams. That's all. Don't do it from the PG perspective, just do it from a perspective of passing the prof exams. Once you enter the final prof, I would really want you to start with medicine first. Whichever platform you have, start watching medicine videos and start reading the notes. For medicine, I always found it very difficult, but for the profs, when I wasn't able to understand certain topics, I would really switch to Deepak Marwaha sir, who I really liked, and he explains things like beautifully. So I think that is one teacher of medicine that I can recommend to you from my personal experience. But otherwise, whichever teacher you feel comfortable with, please choose that and try watching medicine videos from the beginning. Take it slow. I always say that, guys, being consistent and showing up daily is far more important than going all in just last few months. So here's a final year checklist for you, and till final year you really need not do any kind of questions or give any GTs or subject test. All you have to do is focus on strengthening your theoretical knowledge. Now the actual game starts once you enter the internship. Now whatever knowledge you have from the profs is enough to start your preparation targeting towards NEET PG. Now first thing that I want you to do is choose a concise source for yourself. Now after you choose a source, I would really suggest you to give a baseline GT at this point of time. This will be your first GT and this will be kind of your baseline score. After this, you just have to target on improving from this score. So give a baseline GT and then whatever score it is, just analyze it, review your GT and then start your preparation. Now, firstly, I know internship is quite busy because we have postings, we have clinics. You cannot have a proper schedule considering the postings keep changing. We have shifts, we have morning, evening and night shifts. So all I want you to do is try studying for at least 3 to 4 hours daily, and for the postings which are free, try studying a bit more, as much as you can, because ultimately, it's a competition, and the more you can push your limits, the more you can try squeezing in those study hours, the more beneficial it's going to be for you. After giving the baseline GT, I want you to review it and I want you to just kind of analyze your preparation till now, and now I want you to start doing your RR or your BTR, whatever you have chosen for yourself, from the scratch. I know most of you would have made main notes, most of you would have gone through it multiple times, but guys, I'll tell you what, you'll start reading main notes now, but at the end, what problem you're going to face is you won't be able to concise it and then you won't be able to revise it, because when you have those notes, when you have everything written in detail, you cannot miss out on things. तुम पढ़ोगे ना, तुम्हें लगेगा ये भी important है, ये भी important है, ये भी important है. So as we have heard that eyes look for whatever the mind already knows. So our mind knows that this topic we've read this. So once you start studying, your eyes won't miss it, और तुम वो पढ़ोगे ही, तुम वो छोड़ ही नहीं पाओगे. No matter how hard you try, you will always end up spending more time on the subject than it actually requires. So we don't want to do that, so which is why I always say please start from scratch, because you already have that knowledge, guys. Knowledge is gonna stay with you, just gonna come in a more conciser way for you to do things quickly and cover more in less time. So now start from scratch, watch the BTR videos, annotate your notes all over again, and if you're doing an RR, watch RR videos and go through the RR notes. You have to make a schedule for yourself, you have to try finishing off the subjects. Don't wait for the readings to get completed, I'll finish my first reading and then I will start with my second. Do everything side by side. Once you finish off the subject, try revising it again after a week. It would take less time, and then next time you revise it after 2 weeks and then revise it every month. That's how it's gonna get etched in your memory, and you really need to revise it again and again. Then you have to focus more on now solving questions. Once you finish a subject, give subject-wise test, give GTs consistently, solve more questions, and attend more exam and discussions. Also considering that NEET PG has started happening in June now, after your internship, you will have a couple of months where you can go all in and you can have that one good final revision of everything that you have done, and ultimately, you will make it. That's it. I think that's how ideally your preparation should look like, but obviously it's called ideal because it's ideal and most of us don't follow it. When I say that this is the ideal timeline, that doesn't mean that you cannot do it if you start your preparation from right now. I mean, that's a whole different video. But since you requested me to give you this rough timeline of how your profs and your internship should ideally look like for you to crack this exam, I just tried telling you through my experiences and whatever insights I gained through my journey in MBBS. I hope it will help. So thank you for watching till the end, and I will see you next time.